I'm not even sure she has a good case against Trump himself, but what ultimately persuades me that this is a political hit job is she grossly overreaches when she tries to drag the children into this.
What's up, everybody? Major Retired Richard Ojeda here, and I guess Barr is back on the Trump train this go-round as his latest interview with Fox News.
Yes, they had roles in the business, but this was his personal financial statement. It was prepared by the CFO. Accounting firms were involved in it. The children aren't going to know the details of that and be able, and nor are they expected in the real world to do their own due diligence and have it, reviewed independently.
First of all, I can't sympathize with these people. People who consistently lie and flap their jaws for Trump when all he does is wait for his turn to throw them under the bus. And he's already done that with Barr, and he'll do it again.
This to me looks like gross overreach, which I think is going to end up backfiring on them, because I think it will make people sympathetic for Trump, that this is another example of people piling on because of Trump derangement syndrome, this strong desire to punish him.
Equating Donald Trump's children to actual young children is quite a stretch. They are grown adults. They made their bed. You really think they didn't have a clue about their daddy's shady business dealings? That's all that money came from somewhere, and it probably wasn't too nice.
She just says, they conspired. She has no evidence that they played a role in this. If your parents were going to help you get buy a car and they were going to guarantee it and submitted their financial statements, and they had as complicated a financial situation as Trump, would you feel you had to go out and fly spec it and so forth? No. No, she's entitled to rely on the CFO and the accountants who prepared her father's statement.
Keep in mind that they did all they could to stay in the reaches of power while he was in office. Never mind the blatant nepotism that went on, but they made their money off of their distance from the White House. They are not innocent little babies. They are grown-ups who made grown-up decisions and will have to answer for them one way or the other. And don't think for a second that Trump is above throwing his own kids under the bus, too. He'd burn any bridge that made him feel even the slightest offense. He buried his ex-wife on a golf course. The man has no intact humanity left in him, if he ever had any at all. I recall him distancing himself on his social media platform, Truth Social, from his daughter Ivanka when the January 6th committee hearings aired their footage of her testimony. He didn't offer any support up for his daughter or family. He just called her Ivanka Trump like a legal entity or business. And that is how this man thinks about every single person in his life. They are all means to an end. They aren't people with their own thoughts or feelings. They simply exist to cater to his every impish whim and desire to get thrown to the wayside when he's done. Make no mistake, Barr can try all he wants, but once Trump is done with you, there's no grace to spare. The man has none of it in his name. He claims to have all the money in the world, but can't buy himself a single real friendship or relationship with a person because he's a callous monster who always finds a way to screw it up. So the gross leftovers of the Trump regime will try and fight with their little angry tantrums about anything that comes up about him in the coming weeks, but the walls are closing in. Several lawsuits are coming together, civil and criminal, and they are full speed ahead to get Trump behind bars, or at least, the very least, at far away from the White House and representing the people as humanly possible. Expect more from people like Barr on this note because there is no saving them. Doing the bare minimum of calling out the actions of January 6th has been a task for these folks, and that's a layup. That's a really easy thing to call out, but not for the Trump goons, not for them. But isn't there something just truly ironic about these people saying we are the ones with Trump derangement syndrome? I don't see myself going to bat for the man at any given opportunity, but guys like Barr and Bannon and the likes all seem to just jump out of their skins at the chance to defend their leader, their mob boss, their daddy. You guys are clearly the ones that are deranged, suffering from a brain rot that none of us can understand. And try as we might, you simply won't get out of the way of that bus, and that's a fact. Sappers clear the way, airborne all the way.